Mostly the environmental sciences are driven not by people sitting in closed rooms writing on bits of paper, but by somebody going out into the ocean or into the environment and making a new kind of measurement. Either a measurement in a place nobody's ever been before, or a measurement with an instrument nobody's ever used before. And those kinds of things have generally been the drivers of new understanding.
A lot of people don't ever really think about the ocean. They've heard of climate change, but they don't really understand what the role of the ocean is in the climate system. And when I tell them that I go to sea, people think, "Oh, that sounds interesting. That's, really unusual." It's very unusual, and I feel quite privileged to be able to do that kind of work. So it is a challenge to think about what the ocean actually is doing underneath you. So when you're out on a research cruise, you have a real appreciation of a number of things. Firstly, that the ocean is huge. It takes us several days to get from port to the area that we want to be working in, just steaming. The ships go at 10 or 12 knots or something, and it can take us 3 or 4 or 5 days to get there. And when you are on a ship, you look around and all you can see is the sea. There's nobody else there. And it's that kind of view is quite unusual in our lives, I think. We're surrounded by so much stuff all the time. So being at sea is quite an experience because it makes you realise how big the ocean actually is. But then at the same time, you think, well, here I am, I'm sitting on top of 3 kilometres of water, and I'm trying to understand what the ocean currents are doing underneath me. And obviously I can't go down there, and it wouldn't help if I did. But we have instruments that we lower from the ship that measure things like temperature and salinity and the oxygen in the water. And all of that, with a bit of sort of clever maths and physics, we can turn that information into an understanding of what the ocean currents are actually doing. So I take numbers, which are collected by my instruments, and I turn them into pictures, which are normally really quite colourful, but with experience and understanding of what I'm looking at, I can see what the ocean is doing with all of that information.